Alright, just wanted to record some thoughts real quick before we get to the video of me shooting. So, I've been to Double Tap before, so knew about that. But last year I was third master and I was ninth overall. I feel like I've gotten better as a shooter, so I had hopes for a better placement than that. But I shot Friday only, so I won't know until later. But in the meantime, as I'm thinking about my development, I realized I was doing a lot of my practice in my comfort zone. So I started doing more of my practice where I didn't feel comfortable. Uh, so a lot of focus on speed. So when I went into the match, the morning part of the match, I thought, you know what, I'm going to kind of just turn it up a little bit. And so, how do you gauge what turning it up is? So, for me, in this instance, I thought turning it up would mean visual cues of not seeing as much as I had been before. Because, you know, if everything's goes off your vision, if you're not seeing as much, then you must be going faster. And so I accepted less out of what I saw when I pulled the trigger, which in this case equaled a lot of C hits, a lot. Like I would have stages where I shot, 40% of my hits were C hits, which is one, unlike me, and two, a horrible way to try and do well at a match. So unfortunately what they did here was they had us shoot all of the long stages in the morning before lunch and then all the short stages after lunch. So I shot the first 6 or 7 stages in the morning, just kind of shaking my head a little bit and people shaking their heads around me like, oh man, like this seems uncharacteristic for you or your reputation. And at lunchtime, scores came up and I think I was ninth overall for the match so far in production, and was on a good squad. So lots of GM, M, good A production shooters in the squad, and I was getting a little bit of grief from them, like, oh man, we're kicking your butt, da 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 da, and it bothered me, and it also more bothered me that I was not performing well. I wasn't. I was still hitting my marks on the ground. I was, not getting misses, but I was shooting a lot of C's. And so during lunch, I was like, you know what? It's only the short stages at the end. I have to shoot A's and I have to really focus. I don't want to sit on my sights and just shoot A's and kind of be a slow version of me. I still need to be quick, but I need to shoot A's. And I need to not accept just kind of, so the gun's in front of my face, I'll pull the trigger, everything's close and open, double tap. But so I just kept my mouth shut and I changed what I was focusing on and what I was allowing to see in front of my face. And I had a better result. At the end of day one, I went from ninth to third, and a very close third, which tells me I had much more room in the tank based on what I did in the morning. So that feels good and hurts at the same time. But so I jumped 6 positions just with changing how much focus I had and getting out of my way, if that makes sense. Like in the morning, I was trying to do something, where in the afternoon, I just let myself do stuff and accepted it. And so that was pretty good. So at the end of the day, I had 2 division stage wins, which, that'll change as the match goes on. But there was enough stiff competition today that I still feel pretty good about it. And what is unique is they were both just stand and deliver kind of stages. Partial targets at 10 yards for one of them, where it was just shoot 5, reload, shoot 5, was the winner there so far. And then another one where it was 2 pieces of steel, 3 static paper, and a bear trap that activated 2 bobbing targets behind steel hardcover, so you didn't get much exposure on them. And I railed it. Like I did really well. And so I was super happy with that. So anyways, those are my thoughts, kind of after the match and what was going through my mind and kind of how things evolved during the match. So there. Now I hope you enjoy the shooting part of the video.
Stand by. Hey. I've been the one fucking helping all goddamn day. I know I'm not. Especially on the pro car here. Stand by.